So let's look at the number 14. Where will I start when I'm factoring? 1 and 14. What goes next? 2 and 7. Are there any others? No. How many factors does 14 have?
4.
Has 4 factors. Is it prime or composite?
Composite.
All right, let's look at 5. What are the factors of 5? 1 and 5. Are there any others? No. The number 5 has how many factors? 2 factors. Is it prime or composite? It is a prime number. All right. What about 10? Helena?
1 and 10. And then 2 and 10.
Not 2 and 10, but 2 and
5.
5. All right. How many factors does 10 have?
4.
All right, you guys were able to look at the scores of your test. If your score was less than a 75, you don't need to be talking right now. If your score was greater than 75, actually the people whose scores are greater than 75 aren't talking right now. So I don't have to talk to them. But if your score was less than 75, that means you did not master this skill. And we need to make sure that we learn it. This is important, and it will make everything else easier later. So you need to learn this. If you didn't learn it for this test, you need to be studying it so you know it on the next test. The divisibility rules don't go away. You'll need them. You'll need them in the 5th grade, you'll need them in the 6th grade, you'll need them in the 7th grade, the 8th grade, the 9th grade, the 10th grade, the 11th grade, the 12th grade, and if you go on from there, you will need them there. All right, what are the factors of 9?
1 and 9.
1 and 9 is where I start.
3 and 3.
And 3 and 3. I don't have to write 3 twice. I just write it once. How many factors does 9 have?
3.
3. Is 9 prime or composite?
Composite.
It is composite. All right. 21.
1 and 21.
1 and 21.
3 and 7.
3 and 7. Any others?
No.
How many factors does 21 have?
4.
Is it prime or composite? All right, let's look at the other side. All right, almost everyone got this one right on the test. All right, for which number is 5 a factor? 5 is a factor of. What am I going to check here? How will I determine if a number is a factor, if 5 is a factor of a number? Ray?
You can count that 5.
I can, but I can also use my divisibility rules. What divisibility rule will tell me whether a number is whether 5 is a factor of a number? Sanaya?
If it's 5 or 0.
If the last digit is 5 or 0. If this number ends in a 5 or a 0, then 5 is a factor of this number. That's what divisibility means, yes. Are you going to give me the answer? All right, we're going to go through each number. Is 5 a factor of 33?
No.
Is 5 a factor of 36?
No.
Is 5 a factor of 40?
Yes.
Yes, it is. All right. Number 11 asks me to show, what? I'm doing them like this because it's easier to see, because you can, that's how you see on the board. So I'm going from top to bottom. All right. Which shows all the factors of 16. So when I see this question on a test, what am I going to do? Am I going to choose an answer?
No.
What am I going to do first?
You're gonna think about it.
You do a rainbow.
I'm going to do a rainbow. I'm going to do my factor rainbow just like I practice on every day in class. When you take a test in my class in math, do not do the steps that I've taught you. Okay? Shortcuts are for hiking, not for math. Your math test is not the time to decide that you don't need these steps, that you want to finish it fastest. There's not extra points on the test for the fastest finisher. In fact, the fastest finisher, a lot of times, gets a pretty low score because they make careless mistakes. Follow all of the steps that I have taught you. So I'm going to start with what? When I'm factoring 16, I start with what? 1 and 16. All right, what about 2?
2 and 8.
2 and 8. How do I know that 2 is a factor of 16? Because 16 is an even number. It ends in a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. So I know that 16 can be divided into 2 equal groups. All right, is 3 a factor of 16? No. If I add 1 plus 6, the answer is 7. 3 times nothing will give me 7. All right, what about 4?
4 and 4.
4 times 4, so 4. All right, so now I am looking for the list that has 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16. Which of those lists has 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16? D. All right, remember, you do the steps that we worked on in class. All right. So this one asks me which shows all the factors of 23. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do my factor rainbow. I'm going to start with 1 and 23. All right, is 23 an even number?
No.
It is not, so 2 is not a factor of 23. When I add 2 plus 3, I get 5. Can I multiply 3 times any number to get to 5?
No.
I cannot, so 3 is not a factor of 23.
No.
4 is not a factor of 23. Is 5 a factor of 23?
No.
No, because it does not end in a 5 or a 0. Is 6 a factor of 23?
No, because 2 and 3.
Because 2 and 3 are not. So it looks like these are my numbers, 1 and 23. So which of these lists is 1 and 23? D. All right. This one asks which factor pair is missing. So what am I going to do first?
Do a rainbow.
I'm going to do my rainbow. So I start with 1 and what?
20.
1 and 20. Then I go to what?
2 and 20.
2 and 10. Then I go to what?
3. It does not equal to 3.
All right, 3 is not a factor.
4 times 5.
4 times 5. And when they meet, I'm done. Now I look at my factor pairs. 1 and 20. It shows up on the chart. Is 2 and 10 on the chart?
No.
No. So 2 times 10 equals 20. So the factor pair that I'm missing is 2 and 10. All right. This question says, which shows a factor pair for the number 18? If it shows a factor pair, that means what?
You said it shows a factor pair?
Yeah. So what does that mean? What is a factor pair?
Numbers that equal 18.
Yes, 2 numbers that when I multiply them together, they equal 18. What is 2 times 7?
2 times 7, that's 14.
2 times 7 equals 14. It is not a factor pair of 18. What is 3 times 5?
15.
No.
It is not a factor pair of 18. What is 2 times 9?
18.
Ah,
So, that's the question.
that is a factor pair. 3 times 9 is? 27. It is not a factor pair of 18. All right. Which shows all the factors of 12? So what am I going to do here?
Rainbow.
I'm going to do my rainbow. What do I start with?
1 and 2.
Start with 1 times 12. What's next?
2 and 6. 2 and 6. 3 and 4. Oh, 6 and 3.
It's 2 and 6, 3 and 4. All right, so now I just have to find the list. 1, 2. Oh, this one doesn't have a 3. This one has a 3, 4, but then it stops. That doesn't work. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this one has 5. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. All right. Which array shows a factor pair for the number 8? Well, this array shows 2 times 3. Will 2 times 3 give me 8?
No. 6.
All right, this one is 3 times 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is 3 times 4,
Which is 12.
which will give me 12. That is not 8. This one is 4 times 4. That gives me 16. That is not it. And here is 2 times 4, which gives me 8. Oh, there we go. All right. This question is, which number is not a factor of 14? That means 3 of those numbers are a factor of 14. So what am I going to do for this problem? I'm going to factor 14. So let's see, 1 and 14, 2 and 7. All right, so now I'm looking for the number that is not on my list. Is 1 on my list?
Yes.
Yep, so that is not my answer. Is 2 on my list?
Yes.
Is 3 on my list?
No.
No, so it is not a factor of 14. right, let's look. And I'm looking at number 3 in your workbook. And you know what? I can do it. You might need to do this on notebook paper. I think I can fit mine in the margin. It's just whether or not you can read it. All right. Justin has 20 pencils, 25 erasers, and 40 paper clips. He organizes them into groups with the same number of items in each group. All the items in a group will be the same type. How many items can he put in each group? What is this asking me? This is 101. What is this asking me? It's asking about what? That we talked about yesterday. Okay, if I have 20 pencils and 25 erasers and 40 groups, and 40 paper clips, and I want to make groups of items, and I want all of the groups to have the same number, but I don't need any items left over. What is that asking? If I'm dividing something into groups, okay, I'm dividing, but I'm also looking for okay. If they say to you, you have this group, this number, how many, what could, and you want to divide this number into equal groups, how many groups can you have? It is asking about the factors. Because, and this is kind of something we learned in the 3rd grade, right? We kind of learned it in 1st and 2nd grade with addition and subtraction. But we have fact families, right? So if I have 3 times 4, and that equals 12, and what this is 3 groups of 4, right? What that means, when I multiply, it's 3 groups of 4. 3 groups that are the same size. 4 times 3 also equals 12, yes? Now, if I have 12 items, and I want to divide those into 3 groups, how many am I going to have in each group? 4. If I have 12 items, and I want to divide them into groups of 4, how many groups am I going to have? Okay? So when I have to divide something into equal groups, and it says, well, how many can be in each group? That's asking about the factors of that number. So if I have this problem, and I have 20 pencils and 25 erasers and 40 paper clips, and it says he wants to make groups, and every group is going to have the same kind of item in it, and all of the groups are going to have the same number. It's asking about the factors. He's saying, how many can you put in each group? So I have to find the factors of each of those numbers, and then I have to find the common factors. What is a common factor? What are common factors? Huh? Say it loudly. They're the same. They're the ones that are the same in each list. So, I have 20, I have 25, and I have 40. And I need to list the factors of each one. So let's start with 20. What are the factors of 20? What do I start with?
1 and 20.
I start with 1 and 20. I'm looking at my divisibility rules. Is 2 a factor of 20? Okay? 20 is an even number, so So yes, it is. And yes, 2 times 10 is 20. Right? Is 3 a factor of 20? Okay, it is not, because if I add 2 plus 0, I get 2. And I cannot multiply 3 times anything to get 2. All right, is 4 a factor of 20? 4 times 5. Right, my numbers have met, so I'm done. Now let me do 25. What do I start with? 1 and 25. Is 25 an even number? No, it is not, because that last digit is not a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. So 2 is not a factor of 25. Is 3 a factor of 25? What is 2 plus 5? 7. 3 times what equals 7?
21.
No, not what is 3 times 7. 3 will, can I multiply 3 times a number and get 7? No, so 3 is not a factor of 25. What about 4? No. Because I know 4 times 6 is 24 and 4 times 7 is 28, so no. What about 5? Yes, because 5, it ends in a 5. So 5 times 5. All right, so they've met and I'm done. Now let me do 40. 1 and 40. Now, is 40 an even number? It is. If it ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, it is an even number. An even number means I can divide it into 2 equal groups and there is nothing left over. So, I know that 2 is a factor of 40. Does anybody know what I multiply 2 by to get to 40? Jade? 2 times what? 20, yes. So 2 times 20. Right, it's... but we're not to 5 yet, so hang on to 5. All right, what about 3? Nope, because if I add 4 plus 0, I get 4. 3 times blank equals 4. Well, there is no number that I can put in there that will work. All right, what about 4? And this one I just have to know, but the number is 40.
4 times 10.
4 times 10. What about 5? Helena?
5 times 9.
Not 5 times 9.
I mean 5 times 8.
5 times 8. All right, what about 6?
No.
Nope, because 3 is not a factor. What about 7? Nope. All right. Now, what am I looking for?
The same digits in every.
I'm looking for the digits that are in every column. Well, 1 is in every column. What other number is in every list? 5. So he can have groups of 1, or he can have groups of 5. All right. You still have your divisibility chart. You took the test on it today. If you didn't do super great on this test, you still need to know these rules. You have the test on Chapter 5 next week.
Was it that test we just took on the computer?
What?
Was it that test we just took on the computer?
Yeah, that was the divisibility test, yes.
I made it 98. I made it 90 and then I made it 80.
All right.
And then I made it 90.
So make sure you know these. Make sure that you keep reviewing them. right. All right. You may clear off your desk. You may clear off your desk and take out your snack. You may. You can. Charlie, are those your papers that are on the floor? Okay, do you know whose they are? All right, can you pick them up and bring them to me? If nobody is claiming them, let's just pick them up and throw them away. If nobody is claiming it, yes. All right, listen to me really carefully.
So we're doing.
Well, these are the beginning steps of the visit. All right. Make sure that you finish your snack. Snack will be over at 10:25. Oh. Yes.